Welcome back to the Huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio. Thanks so much for making this part of yours Saturday morning. Hope it's a great one to you. We're going back to the phones immediately, and we're swinging it out to Kentucky. I wish we had a little banjo music. No, that's just a stereotype. Mario Benavides, the Los Fresnos product, who's playing at Louisville, joining us here in the Huddle. Mario, good morning, sir. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you, too. Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going really well, actually. It's getting closer to camp, so I'm getting a little itchy and antsy.
How was the, before we get to camp, how was the big Friday night in Louisville? What did you find yourself doing last night?
Actually, a couple buddies and I went down to 4th Street. It's kind of like the equivalent of 6th Street in Austin, so
okay.
It had been a while. It's been a busy summer and lots of running and lifting, and I find out that most Friday nights I'm so exhausted I end up just passing out, so it was nice to kind of get out and, let loose for a little bit because, in about 3 or 4 weeks here, it's all business all the way until January. It snows down.
So you did manage to decompress a little bit and celebrate the fact that you got some rave reviews this past week, right?
Yeah. It is nice to kind of get away, from it all. You hear all the good and the bad, but we've been hearing a lot of good lately, so I can't really complain, to be honest with you.
How do you manage that? How do you manage the fact that you got so many people that are building you up? You got to live up to their expectations.
Right. Well, I think and it's cliche to say, but I really truly try not to listen to the good or the bad. I try to take advice, obviously, from my coaches and things like that. But as far as fans and the media go, I kind of take everything that's said with a grain of salt. I think for our team, we are fairly young, but people don't realize that all the guys that are starting this year pretty much started last year. So although we're young in age, everybody's very experienced. So I think the guys understand, everybody's a year older, and I think everybody knows what to expect. But like I said, you just can't listen to those things. And I think it's the first time in a while here at Louisville that, we're hearing all these great things from people. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the guys take it, but so far so good, actually.
So if you were one of these guys that was in the media and you were looking at this Louisville team, where would you put them in conference? Where would you say are they a middle of the pack? Are they a top of the pack because they're young yet experienced? Or are they too young and they're going to be towards the bottom?
I'd say the top, and that's my honest opinion, whether I was part of the team or not. So I can understand where a lot of these reviews are coming from and a lot of these predictions. But, obviously being on the team, I'm pretty confident in the guys around me. I work with them every day. I'm running with them at 5 in the morning. I'm lifting with them. But if I was just a member, of the media, I would definitely pick us atop the Big East. So.
Atop of the Big East. That's the safe way to go. Because I'm going to Vegas next week, and I want to make sure that I got all my stats correct here, bro.
Yeah, no, I think you'd be making a safe bet. I don't like making predictions, but I have a lot of confidence in my teammates. So,
who are you going to be handing the ball? When you snap it, who are you going to be snapping to?
It'll be Teddy Bridgewater. It'll be his second year. He was an All-American last year as a true freshman. So, be interesting to see how he's grown. He's put on about 20 pounds of muscle this offseason. He's still an 18, 19-year-old kid, and people expect a lot of big things out of him, but. He doesn't really get caught up in all the stuff and all the minutiae. He tends to just, kind of be really calm, and, he's kind of a silent leader, and, he just comes to work every day.
Does he ever come to you and say, hey, listen, how can I make things easier for my line, and you being the one guy that is the bridge to him, how can I help you guys out?
Yes, he definitely does that, and he's definitely impressed me. Being a younger guy, you don't expect someone to have that much poise and confidence. And he takes the initiative a lot of the times, and I'll go up to him and ask him if he needs anything. We both have to take on a type of leadership role, just being who we are on this team. And I look up to him, even though he's younger than me, and I think he does the same for me. And he definitely comes up to me. Hey, do you think this would be easier? Do you think me saying the cadence this way would be easier? Do you think me making the checks to the line would be like this? And he always asks for my opinion. I think it's kind of nice because it's very rare to find a quarterback this day and age that really just cares about other people rather than himself. So he's a pretty unselfish guy, and all he wants to do is win. So, yeah, he definitely asks my opinion on a lot of things, and he cares a lot about his offensive line.
Mario Benavides is the starting center for the Louisville Cardinals, joining us here in the huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio. All right, so I'm looking at the schedule. The closest you're going to come back home, shall we say, back to Texas, is playing Southern Miss Hattiesburg on September 29th, right?
Yes.
That'll be the closest. Are you like encouraging your family, your peeps? Do they travel to go see you play, or?
Yeah. Well, my parents actually try to come to every home game. If it's not both, it's always at least one of them.
Okay.
Because in the past, Louisville has been the closest place compared to all the other teams that we play. But this year, my sister's playing basketball at A&M in Kingsville. It's going to be her sophomore year, so she's not at home anymore. So both my parents can come to the games. Obviously, basketball is in the spring, so it kind of worked out perfectly because they can go to her games in the spring and come to mine in the fall. So this year, it's my senior year. It should be exciting because it'll be the first year that both my parents can probably make it out to most of our games. Southern Miss is definitely a game that I'm positive that they're going to make it out to. And even this year, I got a couple buddies from back in Los Fresnos who are going to make a couple of my home games. So I'm really excited.
So they'll be joining you at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium?
Yes, I got a couple buddies who I played with in high school who are going to come out to the North Carolina game, which is at home, and obviously just come, stay with me. My house is their house, so I'll just hand them the key, and hopefully they'll have a good time up here, and hopefully we will too, and actually win the game.
Do you guys get a hookup from Papa John's?
Actually, yeah, we do. I'm actually tired of Papa John's. I've eaten it so many times over the years. I can't tell you how many large pizzas I've had, so wow. But we do get a hookup, especially during fall camp, because guys are losing weight because we're working out so much. They tend to just give everybody a whole pizza before they go to bed so we can keep on our weight. But I get pretty tired of Papa John's, but we do get the hookup.
All right, brother. Well, let's change back to getting back to football. So let's back to the sports and away from the food. You have a younger sister who's playing hoops at A&M Kingsville?
Yep.
Did she? Is the athletic prowess coming from mom or dad's side?
You can't put me on the spot like that. Wow. Well, you know what? It's kind of funny because my mom and dad are actually both pretty tall, big people. And believe it or not, my dad did not play football. He played basketball, and so did my mother. So I think it comes a little bit from both sides. If I had to choose one, it'd probably be my father. He's been really athletic his whole life, and even now that he's a bigger guy, he can still move. He kind of surprises me sometimes. He can still go out there in the backyard and shoot hoops with my sister and stuff. But they're both tall, so being tall obviously helps with basketball because my sister's about 6'1" 3/4", 6'2", so she's tall. And, I guess height would be the biggest factor. But if I had to choose one, it'd be my father. Do
your parents often wonder where they went wrong with you because you went to the football sport? They did so well in basketball. Your sister's doing well in basketball, and you're the anomaly at football.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm the outcast. No, it's always one of those things where my dad he's always loved football, and I grew up, watching it. Watching the Dallas Cowboys on the giant box-shaped TV and all that stuff. So, as far as football goes, football's always been a big part of my life. But as far as actually playing the sport, my mother and father both did basketball, and even I did basketball for a while. But I think halfway through high school, I kind of realized where my love was, and I realized that if I was going to get a ticket out of Los Fresnos, I wouldn't be playing basketball. So I guess for my sister, it was a little different. She could have done volleyball or basketball. She's really talented, and she just decided to go with the basketball, and plus Kingsville's pretty close to home, and that was a big factor for her. So
athletically, we know that you're having some great success. Academically, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. The business school is not easy. I'll tell you that. It's considered one of the top 10 in the country. At least when I enrolled here, I think it still is. But I
no, they let you in. They
let me in. So it's a great school, and it's not easy to balance football and academics, but I need one class to graduate, and I'm right on schedule, so, I couldn't be happier.
That's exciting. So if, in case, 2 years, 3 years down the road, you decide, hey, listen, this professional football thing just isn't for me, I want to become an agent, you've got that degree to fall back on.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm definitely a realist with that. I mean, football, if I could play football the rest of my life, I would, but obviously I'm going to have to do something else with my life, and that'd be something I'd definitely consider.
How is the shape of your body? I know that last time we talked, you were having a little shoulder surgery, if I remember correctly. Health-wise, how are you?
I've never really, I've said it once before, and it was last year, but this is truly the best that I've felt since I've been here. My shoulder's finally, it's feeling close to normal. It's not completely normal, but I guess with any surgery, you'll never be 100%. But my shoulder, I had the surgery back in January. As of right now, feels great. And I've leaned out. I'm about 278, 280, whereas I've been playing at 310 the last couple of years. I'll probably put on about 10 before the season, but, I feel great. I'm as fast as I've been. I'm still strong. I just lost some of the bad weight. So my body feels great right now.
I think Papa John's is knocking at your door as we speak, brother. Even that you've dropped 30 pounds.
I know, yeah. Most people would be upset. I kind of figured, it's my senior year. I'm getting a little older. I'm tired of being that heavy. You can work with it for a couple of years, but then I started thinking and comparing and looking at other centers who are in college and who are in the NFL, and some of the best centers around are 6'2", 285. Just Saturday's like 6'1 3/4", 280. So you don't have to be enormous as long as you're strong and can get leverage. And obviously you don't want to weigh 250, but I think 275, 280 is kind of the cutoff for a center. So with a center, you can, you have a little leeway as far as weight goes.
Do you gauge yourself against other centers? Do you brought up Jeff Saturday, Marquise Pouncey is another young guy that I think you would be able to model yourself and say, hey, you know what, if I can play as these guys do, it won't be so bad.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely not only watch myself, but I watch other really, really good centers, and you can always get better, and there's a lot of things in my game that I need to improve upon. But one guy I always watch, and obviously it's not just because he went to my school, but Eric Wood, he was a center here before me at U of L. He was a first-round draft pick, and now he's with the Buffalo Bills, and I still keep in touch with him a lot, so I watch him a lot. He's got a different game than me, he's got a different body type, but he does a lot of things really well, so I like to watch him a lot. Pouncey, obviously, he played at Florida. Our head coach came from Florida, so, I'm able to watch film on him. The center from Wisconsin last year was really, really good. Even not just centers, but other guards. So I definitely watch a lot of other players, but Jeff Saturday is probably my favorite.
Mario Benavides, the Los Fresnos product at Louisville, University of Louisville, joining us here in the huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio. You bring up being able to switch, to guard. Is that something that you're kind of being guided along to and saying, hey, listen, you're a great center, you've got some great skills, but in case we need you to plug in as a guard or a tackle, are you able to do that?
Yes, most definitely. I don't know if I'm tall enough to play tackle, but guard, I could definitely plug in right there. So that's something I'm definitely willing to do. As a matter of fact, I've been playing with my hand in dirt and my hand on a football for the longest time, so it'd be kind of nice to just play guard. And, I've messed around with it in practice, the last couple of years, and it's pretty fun not having to worry about the snap and just being able to come off as hard as you can. But, just like you mentioned, I'd be willing to play anything, as long as I can play or as long as I can help the team.
As long as, if they need a secondary guy, you're there for them.
Yeah, I will give it my best, but I can't guarantee that I won't get blown past. So, you never know.
You never know until you try it out. All right, brother. Well, listen, we're going to keep our radar on you coming up for August when you guys open up at Papa John's Stadium. And, of course, whenever you want to come back down and partake in the show, we would love to have you be a part of it. And then, you got your old coach here, Scott Ford. He's at a smaller school, and he says he's always looking for some good coaches along the way.
That would be awesome. I actually visited him recently, so, if I'm ever in town, get in touch with him and get in touch with you guys.
Well, we certainly appreciate it, brother, and we'll get the first non-Papa John's pizza when you get into town.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, best of luck. We look forward to hearing from you soon, Mario.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. Mario Benavides joining us here in the huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio, talking a little bit of football and some other minutia. You drop that.